So let's talk about these two, Ed and Edda Euromaus. They are the smiling, cheerful faces of Germany's biggest theme park, Europa-Park. You've probably seen them in short films or leading the daily parade, and pretty soon, they're gonna be full-on movie stars. Yeah, they're total icons. But here's the thing. The moment you ask a really simple question, like, so who are they really? You fall down this insane rabbit hole of contradictions, weird history, and bizarre cameos that even the park itself doesn't seem to have a straight answer for. So today, we're gonna try and untangle the wonderfully strange and messy history of Ed and Edda Euromaus.
All right, first things first, let's dive into the riddle that has fueled fan debates for, decades. Are Ed and Edda brother and sister, or are they a couple?
And look, the fans are fiercely divided on this. What's so wild is that both sides have some pretty solid evidence, and it all comes straight from the park's own official films and marketing. Okay, so team siblings, their case is actually pretty strong. In this 4D film, Das Zeitkarussell, there's a scene where their grandpa pulls both of their names, Ed and Edda, from the very same secret hiding spot. And fans ask, why would a grandpa hide his grandson's girlfriend's name in a secret family spot? Plus, they both have the last name Euromaus. Case closed, right?
Well, not so fast. Team Couple will point to a different film where Edda gives Ed a kiss on the cheek and he blushes bright red, which, feels a little more romantic than brotherly. Then in another movie, Knox and Park, it really only seems like Ed has that close family bond with the grandfather. And the park itself just adds to the confusion. One official screenshot literally calls Edda one of Ed's friends, not his sister. And to top it all off, the park's own social media posted a very romantic-looking picture of them for Valentine's Day. So you can imagine the official silence on this has left fans totally exasperated. Like this one user on a fan forum put it, the park has created a narrative dead end. Whenever people ask for a straight answer, they just get jokes. And believe me, this whole relationship mess, it is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, because it turns out their relationship isn't the only thing that's a total head-scratcher. Their actual identity, we're talking names, even their faces, has been changing for decades. So the Euromaus you see today, right? He's all slick and computer animated. But the original? Oh boy. Let's just say fans have thoughts. The first version is often described as, and I'm quoting here, a bit creepy, which is a long way from the cute mascot we have now. You can actually see all these old versions on display in the park's museum, the Schatzkammer, and that feeling is pretty much universal. After a TikTok showing the evolution went viral, one person commented, "I'll never complain about the new mice again. What was that back then?" But it's not just his face that changed. This poor mouse has had a whole string of names that just got forgotten. He started out in 1975 as Kitty. Yes, Kitty. Later on, he was called Rusty, and even Felix in different shows. It literally took 40 years for him to finally land on Ed. So how did he become Ed? Well, that came from a public poll back in 2015. To finally sort out their identity, Europa-Park said, okay, let's have the fans vote on their new first names. The whole idea was to finally bring some clarity. The public was given 4 options to choose from: Ed and Edda, Finn and Fina, Pit and Pia, or Spiff and Chrissy. Fans voted, they debated, and eventually the park announced the winning names. But here's the twist. Of course there's a twist. It didn't take long for some super dedicated fans to do a little digging and find out that something was, well, off. As one forum user laid it all out, the winning names, Ed and Edda, were actually the only ones that have been registered as a trademark months before the poll even started. So that whole democratic vote, to a lot of fans, it looked like a complete sham. And this kind of bizarre, behind-the-scenes weirdness, it's pretty much standard for these two. Because the story doesn't just stay in Germany, or even in the park. Because, get this, in 1997, Ed and Edda made their big international film debut. And it was in, of all places, a massive Bollywood blockbuster. Yes, you heard that right. In the hit movie Dil To Pagal Hai, there they are, Ed and Edda,
dancing right alongside the film stars in the middle of Europa-Park. And the park is never mentioned, it's never explained, it's just this, as fans call it, random dream location. If you watch the scene, you can literally see random, confused tourists in the background just staring at this massive professional song and dance number. It makes zero sense. And honestly, that's what makes it so perfect.
Okay, so after almost 50 years of all this, the fan theories, the messy timelines, the Bollywood cameos, the park is finally trying to fix it. They're going for a total clean slate. For the park's 50th anniversary in 2025, Ed and Edda are starring in their very own 90-minute animated movie, Grand Prix of Europe. And this is a big deal. It's a co-production between Mac Magic and Warner Brothers. The whole point of the film is to finally give them one single official origin story. And the plot basically just hits the reset button on everything. In this new official story, Edda is an aspiring race car driver trying to save her dad's business. She ends up meeting her hero, the famous racer Ed Euromaus. So are they siblings? Nope. A couple? Well, not yet. They're a fan and her idol. It's simple, it's clean, and it just completely bulldozes 5 decades of that messy lore we've been talking about. So, where does that leave us? What are we supposed to make of all this? Is this new movie now the real story of Ed and Edda?
Well, no, not really. The real story of Ed and Edda isn't some screenplay. Their true story is the 50-year patchwork of bizarre corporate decisions, clumsy retcons, and passionate fan debates. The Bollywood cameo, the rigged naming poll, the are they or aren't they relationship drama, that is their story. It's a history that was built by accident, in partnership with a fan base that cares enough to argue about it. And honestly, that's far more fascinating than any polished, committee-approved narrative. So I guess that leaves all of us with one final question. When you think about the characters you love, what actually makes their story great? Is it a perfect, polished narrative that's handed down from the top? Or is it a messy, chaotic, fan-driven history built piece by piece over decades?